to our meeting of the SUNY Erie Board of Trustees. It's good to see everyone. Welcome to AECC representatives, friends, and all of those of you who come pretty regularly to our meetings. Good to see you all. We had a meeting in April 30th, and then we had our commencement in May where we saw most of one another, and that was a lovely, lovely night. And here we are in June, and this will be our typical business meeting. The pattern will follow the usual. We will have our introductions around the room, and then executive session, which will, I don't think, be terrifically long today, and then we'll get into some business items. Dr. Sagai has to go down to present our budget to the Erie County Legislature, and so she will be with us for a relatively more limited period of time today than she normally is, but we'll get her report, and we should be able to wrap up relatively quickly today, I think. Let's start with our introductions, as we always do. Nick in the back corner, new face back there. Hi.
Yeah, Nick Sodricker, ITS. Rob Germoni, Assistant to the President for Special Projects.
Gail Frazier, Adjuncts Assistant.
Yeah. Tammy.
Tammy Alsace, trustee.
Richard Lipsitz, trustee.
Candace Morrison, trustee.
Jeff Stone, trustee.
Adam Sakai, president.
Amanda Lau, trustee.
Igor, student trustee.
Teresa Golan, AAECC trustee, and I'm an ITS coordinator and project lead.
George DeRosa, I'm vice president of the AACC Union. I'm also director of ERP, CM, and marketing resource.
Good morning, George.
Hi, Kim Michalski, Sergeant at Arms for AAECC and also coordinator of financial aid.
Kate Cook, president, AAECC, director of financial aid.
Crystal Ramsey, AAECC, acting secretary and guide, and director of grants.
Jim Frankhauser, maintenance and facilities.
Lisa Powell Fortnett, AVP, human resources and organizational development.
Eric Nealon's vice president of enrollment.
Tamika Jackson, assistant to president. Dana Hort, AVP of student affairs and marketing and communications.
Em Pampson, EVP Library.
Morning, John Reinholz, College Safety.
Katie Marshall, Dean of Continuing Ed.
Dave Taylor, assistant vice president.
Good morning, Leslie Ortiz, EVP of legal affairs.
Well, again, welcome everyone. I know John is usually with us handling security, but it's good to have a sergeant at arms in the room. That's not a bad supplement, thank you.
And then online.
Online, sorry about that. I see Ken Crewley, our trustee. Yeah, let's see if his sound is on, and can he hear us? Ken, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
We hear you, thank you. And Bill Reuter, hi, good morning.
Good morning, trustees. How are you today? Bill Reuter calling in from rainy, snowy East Aurora, New York.
Snowy?
No, I'm kidding.
Candace,
I wore a yellow jacket for the purpose of sunshine, no snow.
that helps us. I think we have a quorum present, but let's confirm it with a roll call.
Yes. Jeffrey Stone.
Here?
Carrie Phillips is excused. Tamara Elsas.
Here.
Here. Trina Burris is excused. Ken Crewley.
Here.
Okay. Richard Lipsitz.
Yes.
Amanda Lau.
Here.
Candace Morrison here. Igor Soros Pinheiro.
Here.
Again, thank you everyone for being here, being timely. We have a quorum, so I'll declare the official part of the meeting open. And with that, let's, if we may, take an approval for the, motion for the approval of our April 30th minutes. They all came to you with the materials. I didn't have any comments, but does anyone? If not, then a motion to approve. Igor, and a second? Richard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, as always, for the good, solid minutes. And now we'll take a motion, please, to go into executive session. Again, I don't expect this to be unduly long today. We'll get an update on our collective bargaining negotiations that we have ongoing, and to the extent we have any pending or threatened litigation that may be mentioned. I don't anticipate taking any formal action, and thus we will come back as soon as we can, all right? So we can clear we'll take a motion, but then we can clear the room, and we'll bring everybody back in just as soon as we can. Motion to go into executive session for those purposes.
Motion.
Igor, second. Amanda, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thanks. We'll be in executive session and get back as soon as we can. gone in and come out of executive session. By motion, the subjects were as I described: collective bargaining update and some pending litigation, a bit of discussion on real estate development and over on Common Drive, and no formal action was taken on any of those fronts in executive session. So we're now back in our real business meeting. And what we'll do first is move through our action items while we make sure we have our quorum intact. And we'll start with the budget audit and facilities Chair Ken Cooley. Ken, you're remote. Would you like me to lead through this, or do you want to take care of it?
You're mute.
You're muted.
Oh, you're mute. That may be a sign that he wants me to do it.
Okay.
Okay. I would describe our action items as about 6, maybe 7, because we have one outside. Actually, the 7th is the one coming under a different committee. Most of these, I think, are straightforward. All were discussed in the budget committee meeting recently at some length. And we will hear we have executive summary in our materials of all of these. We have resolutions relating to them. Those are the resolutions we'll be acting on. I suggest we'll do it collectively after we hear about all 6, unless anyone wants to break any one of them out, or 2. But normally we usually handle these collectively. So let's start with the ARC Training and Consultation Services Agreement.
Katie.
Katie?
Yes, thank you. So the first one is, so in the Workforce Development Department, we provide non-credit training, and when our faculty are not available, we work with outside consultants. So our training as a consultant we've been working with for many years. We put out a new RFP this year, and they submitted for it. Their prices have increased about 10%, but we'd like to move forward with using them as our consultant. And the second one, if you don't mind, I'll
while you're there, Katie.
jump right to that one. Same thing, except technical training support. They won the RFP, or we selected them from the RFP 3 years ago, and we have the opportunity to renew at no increase in cost. So they've agreed to do that. So this is just a renewal of the existing contract.
Any questions? No. Again, we have these in our materials. I've looked at everything, and we've talked at the budget meeting. By lumping these, I don't mean to suggest that they're in any way modest. There is one very large item, the Groove contract, which amounts to about $3 million in terms of Workday implementation. So we'll hear about that. The next one will be the summer EOP program food service arrangement.
Good morning. Every year, as part of our Education Opportunity Program, we run a summer bridge program where students come to our pre-freshman experience to help them with their educational preparedness as they enter in for the 26-27 year. As part of our RFP, we submit to the state understanding that the students will then receive a healthy as well as a diverse meal. Because of the costs associated with it, it had to go to then our RFP process. This is an affirmation that went through the RFP. We did make a decision on that, and now it's at the board for approval.
Any questions? Page 15 in your materials. Next is Workday, thanks Eric, HCM Finance Grants Optimization Agreement with the group. This is the most significant in terms of cost of the items we're looking at.
Good morning all. Thanks, Jeff. So this is a RFP process we went through. The Groove is what we're recommending as our next partner for the Workday Human Capital Management Finance and Grants Optimization. This is a $3 million not to exceed contract over the next 3 years. Half of the money is allocated already for next year in the fiscal budget for ITS. So the remaining part of that would be spread over the 2 years following. This is probably the most significant upgrade optimization effort that the college will be doing with Workday. Finance and HCM are 2 areas that have not been looked at as a whole since implementation back in the late 2010s. And there's significant upgrades and efficiencies that we'll gain through this process. The bulk of the money for the first year, $420,000, is allocated for a deep dive discovery phase that the Groove has a rich process that's demonstrated to show not only true synergy with what our ITS folks can do and figuring out what we can do, what they can help us with, and using Workday best practices along with what's being used in industry standards, but also working with us to really truly understand, where we're at, where we want to be, and measure some of those efficiencies along the way. So we're excited to be able to report in the future that by doing X, we've saved Y in terms of time or money in the future.
This was, Ken, you may have a comment here. This was something we talked about quite a lot at the budget meeting. And it was interesting, I had not heard of the Groove as a firm, but apparently it's an amalgamation of folks who have left other organizations, including, I guess, Workday, and formed their own company with a whole new philosophy of how they want to deliver services. And it frankly wowed the RFP committee from the reports we got. So we all felt, after robust discussion, that it was pretty exciting. Ken, you want to add anything to that?
I guess it's the way of the world these days with technology constantly changing, companies coming into business, going out of business, modifying their business. So I think we're just rolling with the punches on this one, and hopefully this will just keep everything with the same progress we've made with Workday so far.
Workday's a huge budget item for us and has been for years and will be for years. And this is largely budgeted through an RFP process that was quite competitive. And there were 3 finalists, and a good solid RFP process was the take I had on it. So.
The only thing, Jeff, I want to add is that, as you know, with Workday, the college did a lot of work, and Joe Lundin and his team and others at the college did a great work. But part of the decision for us to move forward with another vendor is because we did some assessment and realized that we also need some additional things. So this was also part of the experience that we went through as we were implementing the student side of Workday. So it's a learned lesson, but this will help us to continue to move forward.
As we look at this, what I'll be asking with this collective resolution is to, in effect, approve all the resolutions that are included in our materials, page 13, 20, 23, 26, and page 10. All of them are formal resolutions, but they essentially approve the arrangement as described in the materials and verbally, and authorize the president to move forward.
Just a couple of questions.
Sure.
How long is phase 1? Is that for the whole year, the discovery phase? And what are the anticipated savings over the course of the contract?
So first question, the discovery phase will take about, they said 13 weeks. We expect it to take about 15 or 16 weeks. So that'll be the first phase, roughly starting hopefully late July, ending September, October-ish with work to begin. We won't know the true answer to your second question until that discovery phase is done, because we'll get a true assessment of here's where we're at, here's what Workday recommends, here's best practices in the industry, and by making this change, you can save 40% of the workload in this area, or that translates to X dollars over so many years.
And the other thing to really adhere to that, excuse me, is really understanding the workflow from the area of the college, because that has been a concern for us. We have not done a good job with really assessing what we're doing as a college as it relates to HR, for example. Just really to have that assessment done. So the team under David Taylor has been working on that, so that we could really fully understand ourselves. What is it that we do? How do we do it? And what does that mean for our own efficiency? So that's the work that David and the team are doing as well, to make sure that we have a good handle on how we move forward.
I think some of the things to mention, Lisa is probably very excited because certainly the onboarding, recruiting steps in Workday, we want to get to a place where our employees are ready to go day one, and they do a lot of the paperwork beforehand on board. Working great with Lisa to partner some of those things, but our departments have great visions for what they can do, and we just need that help of what can Workday do, what can our partners help with, and how can we get there.
Thanks, David. We felt good about this in budget. Any questions further on that one? Okay. The next one is the agreement with Skillsoft, which is our platform for delivering mandatory compliance training. Lisa?
Yes, thank you. Good morning. Percipio Skillsoft is our learning management system for our faculty and staff. It provides all of our HR compliance annual training, but it also has a very robust catalog for professional development, leadership development, communication, which through the Edge Center we have been tapping into in a more organized and structured way. This past year we did a AI virtual training that was offered out to all faculty and staff, and we were able to access through this one contract. We have been using Skillsoft and Percipio for several years. The contract expired. In the opportunity that we had was to piggyback on the RFP that the county, they also use Skillsoft, and so we will be able to be a part of that contract going forward. So our contract expires in July. We're presenting it at this meeting so that we can have continuity going into the fall semester.
And while it's not yet finalized, we know that it's a modest figure. It's about $16,000.
Exactly.
And we're piggybacking on a thoroughly vetted county arrangement.
Exactly.
So I was comfortable with the idea of giving a blessing here to allow a lack of gap we have this summer. Questions?
Thank
Yeah. And then we have our interesting subject of the storage of waste materials from the stadium construction job at Southwestern Boulevard. As I call it, the Himalayas. What we're doing here is, the proposal is to extend the arrangement for storage for another year with $100,000 in revenue to the college as a result.
You said it.
So you need to get
Yes, just an additional year.
Yeah. We've lived under this arrangement now for quite a while. It's certainly, I view it as something that we've done to be a good partner to the community. This is a big project, the biggest public works project in the history of Western New York, and the state and local governments have supported it, and we have helped by being a place where they can put the dirt. Those are the 6 that I have. Gail or Adiam, is there anything further under that committee? I think not. All right, if everyone is comfortable with the discussion and the written materials we've received and the questions asked and answered, I'd like to take a motion that we approve all 6 of these in accordance with the formal resolutions included in the materials with that language. Is that your motion?
I'll move that.
Thank you, Dick. Second? Igor. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, all 6 of those are approved in the language that was circulated, Gail, with those formal resolutions. We next have a change, action item, a very routine. Candace, with the curriculum, student success, and diversity, we've got some tweaks to the academic character.
Yes, it looks like
calendar.
Erickson's coming up to give us the rundown.
Yes, this is a request for a small, arguably non-substantive change to the 26-27 academic calendar. Based on the timing of when the academic calendar is approved by the board, there is some information that is outstanding, specifically what the Buffalo Public School as well as BOCES calendar will be. As that has now been released, we are adjusting, given our student population, to align them with those calendars. In addition to that, we are also then aligning to the new FFECC contract as well.
Thanks, Erickson. For the newer trustees, this when you get one of these in the materials, it's a nice layout of what the next academic year looks like. Gives you the graduation date. When do we have convocation? In January and September. When does Easter fall, for example, and other holidays? And so I find it quite useful to just put it in my own Outlook here, so I'm not shocked when graduation comes up on May 20th or May 19th. Okay, we'll take a motion then to approve those tweaks to the academic calendar as described.
So
Igor,
moved.
second. Candace, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's approved.
Can I just ask one quick question? What does run cancel mean?
I can explain that. So every section of every class is evaluated based on the enrollment that's in that section. If that section does not meet that required threshold, then it is through an academic deliberation to either allow that class to continue to run or cancel it because of low enrollment.
Okay, thanks.
And we don't like to do that if we could, get our enrollment up and make sure we register all students. So it is a very hectic, and it's also, it disturbs the students, because what that means is that they register and now you gotta cancel the class, then we have to find out. So our goal is to minimize that as much as possible. That's what Eric liked to see too, is to make sure that we're not doing that.
And Eric, you've done yeoman's duty in terms of filling a number of positions and important ones here at the table in this room over a couple of years now.
Yep.
And to do that, you left the classroom, and I think your eye is to go back to the classroom.
That is correct.
And I'm
He
sure
still
you're
have time to
an
change his
excellent
mind,
member.
though.
Whatever Dr. Sagai may do after this meeting is not our concern, but in the meantime, we wanted to wish you well and
Oh,
offer
thank
you
you.
a little present based on what you've been able to help us do here.
Thank you.
And thank you for your kind service. Yeah.
Yes. Wait, over there?
Yes.
You okay?
My soul left my body for a second.
Oh. Did it come back?
Oh, did the chair collapse
Did
down?
it break?
No, it was the.
Oh.
You want another chair? You okay?
I'm good.
Just got a little jump start.
Amanda, we've got 2 action items out of your committee,
I'm
the
awake
Talent,
now.
Diversity, Equity, and Belonging. One of them, oh,
Excuse me, can you introduce the item from this under
oh, this other one this came under Candace's group, yeah. This, we have a resolution for student engagement services with Laura Keat AI. This is a customer service platform.
Yes, Eric will explain.
Yes, I read it, it's separate, and everyone got it this morning, received basically outside of committee. So Erickson, what do we have with this one?
Yes, SUNY Erie is fortunate to benefit from the SUNY Reconnect program from the state in a number of ways. One of those is that we have received a grant that is designed to help improve the student experience. And given how much interest we've seen in the program, which is predominantly our adult student learners, 25 to 55 that are in that program, because of the nature of their day-to-day life where they are working, it can be challenging to be able to serve those students outside of that traditional time period, plus the general influx that we've seen. So through that grant, we are looking for a resolution to enter into contract with Laura Keat AI. They are a AI-powered customer service platform that is able to integrate in with our phones as well as our website for a chatbot feature. So that students can then be able to get questions answered in a timely manner outside of those traditional operating hours.
I liked what I saw of this. This is funded out of the state money that's come for retention and enrollment?
That is correct.
Right.
It's the state identifies it as the $4 million SUNY Reconnect Student Experience Grant. Please understand, we did not receive $4 million. It was throughout the entire state. But of that roughly $180,000, we are looking to allocate funds to use that for improving our
It's
student
important, a
experience.
very important SUNY Reconnect that we're all familiar with. It's been very significant.
I just have 2 quick questions. One, what's the length of this, what's the term of this contract?
That'll be a 1-year term from hopefully the dates will begin prior to July 1, and then this current cycle will operate for 12 months.
Okay, and would that lock us into any renewals, or will we?
Opportunity for renewal with new terms to be discussed then after the conclusion of that 12 months.
Okay, and I'm just looking steps following approval. So if we approve this today, it does still go to legal counsel, it hasn't been?
Legal as well as purchasing to finalize the contract that we have in hand.
Okay.
Everyone comfortable with that? Let's have a motion then in the form that's been circulated here. But briefly, this is to approve this arrangement with Laura Keat AI as per the formal resolution in front of us. Tammy, thanks. Motion and second, Igor, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that arrangement is approved. Thank you. Amanda, I was thinking to myself, boy, it just seemed recently that we asked me last time.
And we're back. Yes.
And that time has flown. So will you outline what's going on with this?
Right, so obviously we have already approved it. It then went to the Erie County Legislature, who approved the arrangement between Erie County, ECC, ECMC, and that was approved the end of April. So it's my understanding this is a funding mechanism. Is that correct, Lisa?
Yeah, so we want to accept the contract. The existing contract doesn't expire until the end of this year, so these terms don't go into effect until January of 2027, and then would carry us to 2031. But we were part of the overall negotiations. Leslie Ortiz-Fogg participated in those and moving us forward.
Somewhat the tail on the dog on this one a little bit, just based on person power, right? I think we're we may well be the smallest membership in the bargaining of the four. So
How many ASME members do we have approximately?
So probably under 100. So we had some folks leave and come back, and so about under 100.
And sometimes people will leave here, go to other county positions, and
This
move
is
back
the
and
blue
forth
collar
depending on where.
Richard Kanazi.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So, I was comfortable with this. Any questions? Amanda, you okay with this?
I'm okay with it.
Okay. We'll take it in concert with the HR, the personnel agenda. A couple of moves there on page 34 of our materials. One of whom, I don't know if Eric's enlisted there or no.
No,
Let's see.
you don't need to.
34, okay.
Lisa could explain.
Yes,
Go ahead, Lisa.
so we have two items on the agenda, one being the creation of a new position, an emergency management and compliance coordinator role that would report to John Reinholz for campus safety. It's a used title across campuses to help with campus safety and coordinating response. It's a title that we have not had at the college, and so therefore we're coming to you to approve not only the title, but for us to be able to fill that position. So we'd like to move forward to provide that additional support, and John could provide any additional context around that role and how it'll be used if needed.
John, you want to speak to that?
Sure. So we talked briefly, President Sagai and I talked briefly about maybe somebody assisting me in my role, and I thought the position that would really benefit the college would be something that many SUNY campuses have is an emergency management officer. That person would help with training, with assisting me with emergency operations planning, even our action plans that we would set up for something as simple as a football game on a Saturday. So that's how the position materialized.
And just to add to that, as you all know, we had an unfortunate incident recently at the city campus. And so I think that is a topic for us all of our community, all of our union leadership are in support of us being proactive with that and making sure that we have a focus on safety. Without safety, the college cannot exist. So this is an important position to really ensure that the college is safe, but more importantly, we're being proactive to make sure that we are prepared as best as possible for any situation that may arise. So,
Do you remember the date, John, of that incident at City?
May
Was it
1st.
May, yeah, okay, it was the day after our last board meeting, a Friday. So I was a bit remiss in not congratulating everyone for the poise and professionalism that they showed in the wake of that very threatening and scary incident. It turned out okay, but I do remember, we had our meeting on the 30th and then May 1st. A difficult call. And I just want to commend everyone involved, including a couple of our faculty members, one of our professors. I spoke with him personally that day for his poise out on the street, talking about what had happened, how the training that SUNY Erie had given him and other faculty members had come to the fore in dealing with that situation. John, Adiam were magnificent in the press conference that was called hastily that afternoon. We didn't have much time to prepare for that. And so just didn't want to let this meeting pass without commending everyone involved with that. And of course being grateful that we had no bloodshed.
right, and certainly I know Katie and her team, and there's other folks who the following Friday was at City, making sure that the students were connected with us and giving our students love and hug, and because they were going through a lot. So thank you for leading that effort, and the group did an awesome job giving everyone hugs and students. And we okayed it with HR, so it's all right for us to give hugs. But really though, it's really to support the student. It is a difficult situation. You could be trained on any of the situation, but when you're at that moment and dealing with it, it is really difficult. So again, thank you for the leadership and making sure that we were supported. And
Yes, thank you, John, and well done, Dr. Sagai and John and all involved there. Let's see. All set?
Yep.
Thank you, John.
Yep, and we had one other item, which is the extension of Adam Patterson's leave from AA. So we're grateful that he stepped out of his role of Dean of Liberal Arts and Science to help us oversee and lead IRAC. And so we're looking to extend his leave from that position to have continue his support and leadership for IRAP.
Thank you, Adam, for that. I mean, and Erickson, a good example, stepped out from the normal position, helped us out. We're continuing to do so. And we've seen others come, step out, help us, and go back. Everyone has charts their own career, but we're appreciative of those who can come in at a moment when we need some help and help us out. So thank you. Yep. Dr. Sagai, these two items have your blessing?
Yes, they do.
All right. Amanda, you want to make a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
And Candace, all in favor of approving this?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That's approved. Thanks. Okay. I think then, Gail, we're at the end of our resolution items. Now we have some information, and I know Ken is our budget chair, but with him being remote, I'll just ask for the usual, brief summaries of where we are on these informational items, Dr. Sagai.
Sure. Facilities, Jimmy?
Yep, so right now, Bob has some photos for us. We just want to show an update more than talk about it with some of the capital projects with the county. As you can see, the design phase for Cobham at the bottom there has been picked by the students and staff. They did a survey. These are designs that we're going to go with the new cafeteria. In the middle is the city skylight. You can see the change from the old one to the new one. It looks beautiful. If you get a chance to go in there, it's incredible.
But not yet, right?
No,
When
not
you're able to
yet.
go.
August 1st. We should be able to start going in there about August 1st. To your left, the North Library. All the doors and windows have been removed. They're about 90% with the demo. Inside some of those rooms, we will have a new wellness center, a new student access testing center, some new tutoring space. That should be complete about the second week of August. And then one of our three major academic things that we had to move over from South, one of them was architecture. We're about 2 weeks out from having architecture totally moved over from South. We also, in the meantime, successfully moved over EMS and EMT from South.
Mm-hmm.
And we're about 50% complete with the move over for vehicle training with the new auto body. That's really all I have.
Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm happy to provide any clarity or questions as it relates to the financial dashboard. So I've been working on that with the team as well. If you look at the revenue side, we are projected then to be above budget. That was set then from last year's 25-26 budget at this time. What we have not yet received is that final payment then from the state. So you'll see that portion is to be received. And then also trending well in terms of the revenues coming from the tuition dollars, which is a direct correlation to our enrollment at this time.
Yeah, it was pretty clear, and we appreciate the dashboard every month. The two of you, Dr. Sagai, Erickson, heading downtown today to present, attend a public hearing by the Community Enrichment Committee of the legislature, or maybe the whole legislature.
Mm-hmm.
So that's at noon.
Yep.
So we'll get you out of here in time to do that. So far, no untoward news in terms of our budget, raising any eyebrows, been very well received over at the Rath Building, and I think by extension the legislature. And as Dr. Sky mentioned, she was with the legislature last week, and that was also an opportunity for them to question.
I think the only thing I would add to this, really impacts everything, is that really focusing on our enrollment for the fall. Maybe Eric, you could just talk high level where we are in terms of that it does impact our budget going forward.
Yeah, so the enrollment for the 26-27 academic year, the promising sign is the interest in SUNY Erie is there. We are seeing record number of applications at this time relative to the same point in time from not only last year but previous years as well. We do feel that is a nice testament of not only the commitment to the strategic plan of the institution in looking at maintaining our traditional student population, but also being able to serve those that are from the SUNY Reconnect program as well. So one of the key opportunities, as we've highlighted in a lot of our on-campus events, whether that be through the Senate or professional development series, is the critical role now of getting those students registered that are both here from that spring of 26 semester to continue their education to graduation, but also then getting those new students to come in here as well at this
It is just to highlight, when Eric is talking about we have an interest, I'm talking about close to 5,000. We have 3,000 students, new students, who have been admitted to the college and is ready to register. It is a concern for me, and certainly for the college community, it should be, that we are not moving along as quickly as we should with the new students particularly. We are at less than 30% of our goal towards the new students register. So we have a concern as a college that we're not really registering our new students. When our new students come in and they make a commitment and they do all the paperwork necessary and they're waiting for an advisement and for the next step to make sure that they have their schedule for the fall. Trustee, in respect to the round cancel that you questioned, that is going to impact the course offering that we have if we do not register the students in a timely manner. So that is a concern, certainly for me and the college. As it relates to continued students and Stop Out is a new initiative that we started this year. These are students who did not complete their degree with us. They were out, they came maybe 1 or 2 semesters and never came back to the college. So we have in the thousands in that category in terms of pull. We are also tracking really low on that end. On the continue side, ideally, what we should be at is that we should be at least close to 70% or higher before our students leave for their break. And that's not where we are right now. We are less than 50% of our continuing students register. Overall, we are on less than 50% of our overall registration for fall. That is a concern. Again, the budget is great, the facility is great, all these initiatives that we're doing is great, but I cannot emphasize enough, and I've been very clear with the college community, that we have to retain our students. Retention is the new goal, and we have to pace. If we do not pace in the way that we've been pacing, it is a problem for the college that will have direct implication on our budget, direct implication on all these initiatives that we're doing as a college. Again, without students, we cannot exist. So I cannot emphasize enough that it is something that we will work with the team to do some work. We have advisement day that we will be focusing on, so we will do that. The last thing I want to point on this is that, as you may all heard, that the governor did pass the budget, and particularly supporting a lot of the SUNY, the community colleges. Reconnect is on, EOP is on, all these things that the state level and the governor is supporting all of our community colleges, including SUNY Erie. So the issue is not money and support. The issue is that we need to act on it. Our Reconnect is very robust in terms of student interest to come to the college, but we have to follow through with our students and making sure that our students are registered, ready for orientation, and ready to be here for fall. And more importantly, that we got to retain our students. So I don't want to lose the sight that we are doing a lot of good stuff, but we are also behind in terms of our registration goal and retention goal for fall.
What are the barriers? What are the barriers that are keeping us from registering the students?
We have a robust communication plan that we are now engaged in thanks to collaborating with the marketing team. So we have a combination of phone calls that are going out, text messages, emails, and postcards with the intent that we will have 3 rounds of these throughout the summer, pushing to each of those registration events. So the first one is July 15th across all 3 campuses. Then we have one in the second Wednesday of August, and then the last day in August, as well as the first day of September. So making sure that we make those relationships with those students to help bring them to SUNY Erie and get registered for those classes.
I think we have to focus on being here with our students. As much as a lot of our students are coming and wanting to do a lot of things online and be supportive, they also want to see people and talk to people. We have to be immediate in our response to our students. We have 38 universities, colleges in the area that are ready to take our students. So if we don't respond to them in a timely manner, there's somebody else that will gladly take that. The SUNY Reconnect is also a new addition to that. The 4-year school, the technical 4-year school within SUNY are part of that group now. So our competition is not only another community college, but also the technical community, the technical 4-year school within the SUNY system. So really the piece, I think, to be honest, is that we have to do better of engaging with our students. I think part of it is that we have to meet where their students are. We could come up with initiative and plan to think that we're reaching our students, but we're not, because they're not, get the registration and the process is not happening. So we are going to be working on this, but again, it is something, and we have done this better last year at the same time. So it's not that we're not able to do it, because we were a lot better in terms of where we were at this time, the same time with our registration and retention. So it is everyone's responsibility, but I cannot emphasize enough that we have to register and retain and get the students to the graduation line. We are getting a lot of funds to do so, but we have to execute. And we have about 583 full-time faculty and staff at the college, so it's not short of staffing. It is really about us making sure that we are doing meaningful work to make sure that we're being responsive to the students. Again, they have a choice. They don't have to come to SUNY Erie.
I know we don't have a board meeting next month,
Yes.
but would you be able to give us statistics in August about whether we've met some of those goals, and then the state's initiatives for us?
Absolutely.
How close we are to
Absolutely.
it, or away, as the case may be?
Absolutely, 100%. They're asking for this data constantly as well for us, and so we will do that. They've been very generous in supporting us to get resource through grant efforts and other area at the college. So again, it's not the lack of investment at the college in terms of the human capital. It is one, though, we have to be intentional and we have to be responsive to the students. They're here.
So compared to last year, is it 50%, 70%? Where's the number?
In terms of compared to our continuing students?
Yes.
Okay.
So in terms of our population, we are within a few percentage points of where we were at this point in time last year.
So what is that, 5, 6?
Right now, between 2 to 3 percentage points, we'll say, in terms of those.
But I want to point out this. It varies when you look at by category.
Okay.
So when you're thinking about new student, we're way behind, and so I think the new student is a key, because those students need to be registered. Then as it relates to continued student, we needed to be at least 70% before they left in May, and we are way behind, almost like 10% to 20%. We did not meet that goal before they left, so that's that issue. So I think overall we're below 50%, but I think it's important to point out by category, because that's where it really matters. So if we're short on the new student and they're here, that is hard to make up year after year or semester after semester, because your new students is your key. Equally, your continued students too. Then that leads us to where we are with our graduation rate. So our graduation rate historically, we're at 16% for 2 years. So we're nowhere where we need to be compared to our community college. So there is a ripple effect, but to your point, Trustee, we will work with the team and provide a very detailed statistic. I think it's an important conversation that we need to have in here, because I think we have to make sure that this stays on track.
Can I, just a quick definitional question. When we say new student, is that new to ECC, or does that mean new to college generally?
Yeah, great question. There's varying definitions. We follow the state, and so the state's definition of new is a student who has graduated high school, may have some college credits that they have earned in high school, but has not attended a higher education institution at that time.
So many of the SUNY Reconnect students, I would imagine, don't qualify as new, even if they're new to ECC.
Correct. There are some, because they had not attended a higher education institution before, but yes, many of those will then come in either as a transfer or as a continuing/returning student.
And what does our enrollment numbers look like for transfer students?
Transfer students is trending similar to prior year at this time, but it is another opportunity for us where we do have students that have been admitted but not yet registered in that category as well.
Okay.
I would agree that the new category is the area of opportunity at this time.
Great. Thank you.
Didn't mean to take what I thought
Okay.
was important. Thank you.
Important message. Yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
I didn't see anything on the supplier report. Anyone have a comment on that? Or the LMHF, that showed negative for this particular period, January through April. But that's something we don't particularly control. We just keep an eye on it, and hopefully on an annual basis it breaks even or does better. Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York, MOU.
Katie Marshall.
Yeah, Katie?
So I'm excited to share with you that we have a new partnership with the Hispanic Heritage Cultural, or I should say Council of Western New York. And this MOU outlines two things. First of all, our teacher prep program has been working very closely with the Institute to create a steering committee that's designed to help high school graduates and adults who are multilingual get into the teaching pipeline in Western New York. So that's a collaboration between UB, Buff State, SUNY Erie, and a few other schools in the region. And so this MOU, we're committing to partnering with the Cultural Institute to provide training, and ideally it will create a pipeline into our own credit-bearing teacher prep program. Also in this MOU is our intent to lease space at their new institute that they're building on Niagara Street. We're hoping to house our teacher prep program, or at least some of the classes, in that institute to make it more accessible for students to go from that non-credit prep programs into the teacher prep program. We're negotiating that lease right now, so you don't have it in front of you, but we plan to bring that to you in August. And then the institute will be opening, hopefully September 15th is their launch date. So you'll see and hear more about it then.
Thanks, Katie.
Again, this is a
Go ahead.
I was going to say this is a great opportunity for us in the meaningful partnership with our community. But the key here is that we are going to the community. This is similar, different in terms of the way it's set up, but similar to the Northland initiative that the college is in there, that we've been working on. It's almost like 5 years now with Northland, very successful. This is similar, and teacher prep is one of the programs that we've been working on. And so the idea is that after we work through the logistics is to really offer the entire program there, with the idea that they would take one course at the college, that is the regulation with state ed, but it's really to have a full-fledged program at the location, and so that we are part of the community and this wonderful institute that is going to be in the west side, and so that will give the opportunity for the college to be part of a rich community in our region. So
we have a
excited
breakfast
about
Saturday, right?
Yes, breakfast is Saturday. The ticket's sold out.
Yes, it's the convention center at that, right?
Wow, that's
Yes.
great.
So I am actually part of the committee that's been working on this initiative for teacher prep to tap into the rich human resources that we have in this area. We have multilingual students graduating all the time from our high schools, and they could be the future bilingual educators. There's a long-standing bilingual educator shortage, so it's a really important and valuable initiative. I don't know if I should recuse myself as being part of the...
This is just an informational item, no vote.
Oh, right, okay, just informational.
But for those who weren't here last month, Dr. Asase Tammy has had a wonderful career in bilingual education, and that's really her specialty, so when she speaks on this subject, I listen.
Thanks.
That's great, and I'm looking forward to the breakfast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All good.
All right. As for the New York State budget, Ken, I'm going to come to you in just a second, just for an overview. As far as community colleges are concerned, we've been looking at this New York State budget, the Assembly, the House, the enacted, the executive budget. And finally, we have it enacted. And I wouldn't say that it's changed all that much over the 3 or 4 months that we've been discussing this, and it hasn't impacted us in any negative way. In fact, positive. So I guess I would like to just thank the governor, the leaders in the Assembly and the Senate, and our local representatives who've been good advocates for your community college for driving significant funding for us, as they have for several budget cycles now. So I'll say that, but Ken, you are quite an observer of the whole budget scene. What do you see?
Yeah, that's a pretty good summary. There isn't a whole lot of change that affects community colleges, but there is an increase of the extra $8 million statewide for community colleges that they provided last year. Has gone to $12 million in the new budget. That is related to the Reconnect program, which has been very successful, and so we'll have additional funds available for that. Other than that, things are pretty much status quo as far as community colleges.
It's very interesting in our written materials for trustees to take a look at the entire history what the Assembly proposed, what the Senate proposed, what the governor proposed in her executive budget, what ultimately was enacted, who accepted what proposals. Those of you who have worked in the public sector anywhere are familiar with this type of horse trading, shall we say. But it is interesting, and in our materials is a wonderful chart that shows exactly what was proposed, what made it, what didn't, and what it all looks like at the end. It's very interesting. Okay. The minutes, of course, thank you as always for the good minutes from our committee meeting. I don't think we have any other committee reports, but I'll just double check. Candace with Curriculum, Student Success and Diversity, anything more there?
No report this week.
Okay. And Trina is not here, but I know she's working with Dana. Policy and Governance, Richard.
Haven't had a meeting yet.
Yeah, but you've talked to Gail. And
Setting up before the end of summer.
Early August, yep, for that. And that comes up as things come up sometimes. There's a little bit less regularity with that committee, but I'm glad you're meeting. Strategic Planning and Assessment, Carrie is not with us today, but
We will be meeting in August.
All right, good. And then Amanda, Talent?
Minutes that we have.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Technology, we had quite a discussion of Workday today. That was good. As for reports, my report.
Can I do my report first?
Yeah, you want to scoot?
So I can leave? Thank you. We don't want to be late. Bob, can you throw the screen up for me? Thank you.
Let's bring up Dr. Sagai's screen.
Okay, so I know it's a lot in there, it's busy, but this is something that we've been engaged in. As Jeff mentioned, we had our commencements, it was beautiful, and our students were very happy to be there, so that was an exciting moment. We have other events, as you see, starting in April and May. This is where we do celebration. I know, Richard, you were with me at the pinning ceremony for nursing. We had the dental pinning ceremony. So this is all the events that the college has participated. The SUNY Chancellor Award in Albany. Dana and team went there as well. So this is all the things that we have done. At the bottom, you see that was also a celebration with our EOP students at the city campus. Next slide. Okay, so this is another, just to kind of give you a sense of what's happening at the college, and I know Dana and her team are doing an awesome job capturing all this stuff in social media, and we are getting a lot of positive response to that, so the college is really active, and thank you for all of those who participated for the ribbon cutting. I'm not sure if our trustees have any time today, but certainly please take a walk, and maybe not today because of the rain, but it is beautiful. It is meant to do, to have football, soccer, as well as softball, I believe. And so this is an awesome opportunity for our students as well as for our community. We have, a couple of the community reached out to us to see if this could be a rental opportunity, but also to open it up to the community for, the region. So it really was wonderful. And I did catch the ball. I don't know. People were doubting that. I don't know. I wouldn't catch the ball, but I did catch the ball and was able to throw the ball. So not too bad.
I'd like to quickly interject and thank the Williamsville School District for giving our football program a home for a couple of years while we were developing this nice new facility.
Absolutely. And then part of our strategic plan, and this is something we'll have more in detail presented with the strategic committee, is that we've been working on this. Adam and other senior leadership at the college has been working on this initiative for almost a year now during different events, and really talk about that. Just to go back to some of the new board members, we were assigned, the board assigned myself and the leadership team to do a strategic plan for the college back 4 years ago. We were able to do that. It was a bridge, and so it did expire. We did get an extension from the board to work on that, so our goal is to put that together, and we are collecting data. We will be writing the strategic plan in July with the goal to bring it to the board after the committee approves it, to bring it to the board for approval.
Excuse me, a reminder to trustees, we received an email asking for our input into that process. Just make sure you look in your box and reply to that.
Yes, and so part of that is really to make sure that we're also hearing the community, and so we did have a listening session for the community. We had about 30 individuals from different organizations, K to 12, private organizations, as well non-for-profit. On a Saturday morning, you could see it was very well attended. We were there from 9 to 11, and so we got extraordinary feedback from them, so that will be part of the data that we will be using. Juneteenth, and I know we are off on Friday as the official day, but there was a celebration, a parade. I was there with the governor and cheering on SUNY Erie and wearing the gear, making sure we're representing. We had our folks there. I know Kim, you were there too, and Kim was there with the other team representing and making sure we had a space for people to come and see and an opportunity for them to come to the college. And then the last one on my end, and then I'll have Lisa come up, the chancellor and the mayor and representative from the county exec visited us, particularly the city campus, with the idea to see what is it that we could do, specifically as city. As you know, we have not had the opportunity to put a lot of work in city in terms of the facility. Part of it is really because of the Skylight project. That has been a big deal for the college, so that is ending. But they did have an opportunity to tour and want to support the college, more specifically at City, but all of our location as it relates to improvement and capital projects. So the chancellor and his team, and again, the mayor, as well as representative from the county, as well as representative from Ted Kennedy's office, was with us, and they had the opportunity to tour City and came up with some recommendation for the college. And then Lisa?
Thank you. So we had 2 events last week that are under our new EDGE umbrella, and we brought some gear and gifts for you associated with EDGE, which is our professional development engagement center. So we are continuing to operationalize everything in our vision associated with that. Which includes making sure all of our faculty and staff really understand the mission, vision, know about our events. We're working on our physical space, which will be right down the hall here, as well as having the appropriate resources. So as a part of the faculty fed agreement, there are 2 faculty resources that will have release time to really help drive and provide the strategic focus on our instruction and learning professional development for all of our faculty, but we continue to look for the opportunities for professional development across faculty and staff, which includes our Summer Institute, which was last week, and we had record attendance at that, which included offerings for both teaching and learning focus, but also faculty and staff. One of the key activities that we had there was the second part of a 6-hour training on trauma-informed support. So as we think about our students and making sure that we can support them where they are and what they need to retain them here, we were able to use some grant funds to partner with UB to have that training, which started in April and then completed at Summer Institute last week, which we have over 20 folks now that have gone through that full cycle. In addition to Summer Institute, which was for the entire campus last week, we also had a department chair training. And so that was a training event that we held last week where we had department chairs come in for a half day, which was two-pronged. One, leadership communication, what does it mean to be a chair, but then really, again, some of those operational components about what the job is, how they can execute and make sure that we're meeting the needs and supporting them as they go into that role. We also have our summer wellness program, which will be across all 3 campuses this summer, so taking advantage of our LMHF relationship and some of the free resources that we have available to offer some fun wellness movement activities over the summer as we gear up for our academic 26-27 programming and opening day in the fall.
Yeah, just to add on that chair training, this was also, we had the academic deans involved in that process, As you know, the academic dean oversee the instruction side of the house, so the chairs are there. So this is also in relation to the new contract to make sure that everyone is on the same page and what their responsibilities. So we had, in addition to that, we had our academic deans. But when we say chairs, it's not only on the faculty side, it is also on the other side. Our counselors have chairs and librarians. So we had a separate group for those individuals to talk about their new responsibility of how we are going to manage the new chair responsibility as it relates to the new contract. So this is a key piece to make sure that we are successful in moving forward with some of the new implementation of the new contract as it relates to the faculty.
Great, and I just did want to acknowledge Tara Kay, who's moved into the Director of Talent Management and Employee Engagement from an interim perspective, and is really the driving force behind most all of these events, including we have been celebrating our 80th anniversary, and at Summer Institute we had an event where we were trying to familiarize the campus with some of those key folks over our history. And I will say that we have great students. We had an event in our faculty and staff. We had kind of extra credit activity to complete a little trivia associated with this, and we had almost every participant complete the activity and proudly show their results as we were learning about our notable folks. So lots of good stuff. We appreciate the support.
Thank you, Lisa. It's nice to see the Center for Excellence kind of coinciding with the implementation of the new FFACC contract. I think there's a lot of opportunity there. Thank you.
Go, Jeff.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Guy. Erickson, good luck with the legislature. All right, I'll give a report quickly. Commencement is at the top of my list. It was great. Thank you for those involved in organizing that event, securing that event. It was a wonderful night, as it always is. And John King was here. Our SUNY Chancellor, the former Secretary of Education under President Obama, was here as our keynote speaker at the event, and he also spoke, as did several of us, at an after party at the Buffalo State President's residence after graduation. So it was a great networking opportunity, wonderful night, and congratulations to, of course, all our graduates. Thank you especially to those, facility or faculty and staff who came. I think that means a lot to the students. That front section where they're filled in is just makes for a nice night. Obviously, my weeklies, my dailies with Dr. Sagai, I mention that every month. Monthly meetings at the Rath Building continue, county executive. He just got married this month, so that was nice news. Congratulations to Mark and Lindsay. Community events here, there, and everywhere. We do have one board vacancy at the moment that I continue to peck away at, and we've done well in terms of adding some great new people recently. We would like to maintain a 10-person board. Budget committee meetings under 10 have been excellent. Again, robust discussion there of some of the topics that we maybe do a little quickly here, but they've been thoroughly vetted, at that committee meeting and our other committee meetings. Chancellor King was here for commencement, but he also came, as Maadia mentioned, to tour city campus, and that was pretty neat. Neat day. He walked around, big eyes, looking at everything, figuring out how state aid could possibly help us with the improvements at the city campus. It was good to let him see the relative age of that building. Now, we're doing a great new skylight, but there's improvements that are needed there. We know that. So it was good to see, and then some of the architects were there as well. So it wound up in a brainstorming session where Dr. King is listening to Rashad Sanubi from Rashan from the Young and Wright firm. So it was pretty neat. Good discussion there. We had a City Year Buffalo Gala on May 7th where the college was honored for its work here in the community, and I attended that with Dr. Sagai. It was very nice. SUNY Erie Celebrates by the foundation took place on May 13th. Several faculty members, staff members, other people associated with our college were honored and in the community. Scott Bueller, for example, honored by the foundation. There was a nice meeting at the Admiral Room, a nice breakfast there. There is a golf event on Monday. The foundation sponsors at Transit Valley the annual golfing event that they have. If you haven't yet aligned with that event or gone to it or considered going to it, please do so. You can go and play golf if you wish, and it's not too late to call the foundation and see if you can fit in somewhere. You almost certainly can. and then go or stop by the cocktail hour and dinner. That's always welcome to see trustees there. The athletic fields, Adia mentioned, congratulations to everybody involved with getting those. Very proud to turn onto Young's Road and see what that looks like now. That's been a couple of years coming, and we thank our state and county partners too for the help with that. No July meeting next month, unless we need to meet specially for some reason. And I mentioned the Hispanic Heritage Breakfast Saturday. There's still an opportunity to attend that. I know it is sold out, but I am as a table. So those were my my reports real quickly. Over the summer, I'll be getting in touch with you about leadership issues in the fall, making sure we stay connected on the vacancies, both now and coming, and we'll just be in dialogue I'll be in dialogue with each of you about that. Okay, Igor, student report. Trustee.
Just 3 things, super quick. One is congratulations to the graduates. While I was walking between them at that day, it was nice to talk to them. They were super happy. Second thing is we have a full house for SGA. All 3 campus full of like president, secretary, and events coordinator. It's been quite a while since we last got all the members for SGA. And in July we have a retreat for SGA to decide for new events, plannings, and all of that.
Good luck with that. Thank you. Congratulations on continuing with us. I think I said that last week. Not sure when you got elected, but I'm glad you're with us.
It was in May.
May, all right, then congratulations are warranted. Great. Dr. Quinn, I don't think Colleen is online, is she? No. No, okay. I'm glad we heard from our president. Any old business that hasn't been brought up? New business that people wish to bring up? Again, our next meeting will be August 27th. And unless there's other business, I'll take a meeting motion to adjourn. Yes. Second, Igor, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for being here, all of you.